Hi, thanks for being here today. This week I wanted to make a video about doing less. I feel like there's a cacophony of influencers, marketing, and ideology that you must be productive and that they're going to teach you their ways to be more productive. I personally think there's too much of this. You'll actually do better for your life and your spirit to simply do less. Do fewer things, but give the few things greater consideration, care, and attention. Be choosy about where you're going to direct your focus. My recent solo psilocybin, aka magic mushroom trip I did at home, has in many ways transformed and recalibrated my worldview. By the way, let me know in the comment section if you want me to share the raw video of my trip. Just be informed that it might be a longer video. The last half of June has been pretty good, but I did have a rough week at work, especially on the 25th and 26th, where it became clear I've become the bottleneck for all the tasks tagged to my milestones in one particularly extra large initiative. And it's been super straining getting deep in the weeds, designing, planning, and building other work streams' detailed requirements and their new operational processes, and spoon-feeding technical troubleshooting steps, improvising and validating bugs and issues as I go. Do and do more is what's expected of me. Well, I refuse. I'll do the minimum, but just enough to keep my programs chugging along. But to spare my sanity, I'll take as many breaks as I need. Because let's face it, we all have these kinds of weeks. I think what's different for me this time is my tolerance level. Before, I would have heaved a deep sigh, remained at my desk, and let all that negative, stressful energy seep in, and I'd feel depressed, secretly wishing that I could expire from this life. Since the mushroom trip, I've been able to easily deflect the stressor and hurl it out into the ether. I'm caring even less about my work, and just showing up to perform the critical parts so that I don't appear to be doing nothing. This new recalibrated lens through which I see my life and my purpose is fueling a resurgence of putting first what's important to me in a more unapologetic way than I had done in the past 4 years. I'm taking PTO more liberally and with little to no reservation, and I'm ready to turn a new leaf, to tell you the truth. I know the job market is brutal, or rather I should say there simply aren't any jobs. I truly believe that more than half of the postings are phantom jobs, and we are all being gaslit so hard it dwarfs a nuclear blast. So I'm not acutely focused on finding a new job. Rather, I'll take rest from work as I need or want it. No more trying to accommodate release schedules, working around important work-related dates. Nope, no more. If my mind or body says rest, I'm going to rest. And my sincere hope is that you can and will do the same for yourself. Because work is not life. It's not living. Laboring away to enrich another entity on a scale that towers over your measly earnings is probably killing you, literally. Modern productivity is an artifice that emerged mainly from modern economic theories invented about a couple hundred years ago, a blip in the geologic timescale. It's not a natural law or a universal constant. It is a mere impermanent man-made construct that will and can evaporate as quickly as it appeared. I'm trying to espouse the philosophy of Lao Tzu, where he said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." This maxim is something modern society seems to struggle with and cannot model. Yet, how much better off we as a species would be if we stripped away this trend of hyperproductivity. Doing, oftentimes just for the sake of being busy, all for the feeding of capitalism's copious mechanisms and outputs. Materialism, comparing oneself to others, feelings of inadequacy, dopamine hits. There are way too many videos on things like how to be productive so you can achieve X in 12 weeks while it takes others 12 months. 10 ways I increased my productivity. Here's how I stay productive. I just want to take a pause and take a step back. When you ask the elderly what they regret about their life or what they would tell their younger self, it's never, "I wish I would have been more productive." Rather, they often say they wished they didn't work so hard and instead gave more focus on simply enjoying life. A passive, calm activity, completely counter to what's everywhere on the internet nowadays. Remember, folks, productivity is tied to outputs. And lest we forget, life is not a race. It is not about outputs. It isn't a go-to-market product or project. You are a living, breathing, organic thing that needs room for nuance, detours, course corrections, and a lot of leisure. I think the pursuit of productivity leaves us overlooking and obtuse to the experience of being present and moving at nature's pace. That allows us to notice the micro to macro scale of ourselves and our environment. You cannot be circumspect of what's around you if you're constantly chasing and hurrying to achieve, trying to squeeze a maximum output in a smaller unit of time. Of course, we can speed up and slow down, but you should only do it when you want or when you need it. It shouldn't be because of an unspoken or self-imposed expectation or some external influence that impels you to keep your foot pressing down harder on the accelerator. I think for me, I want to decondition myself as much as I can and strip away many of the constructs that act as attrition to my spirit. Some call it slow living, but I think it's living naturally. This doesn't mean going full on off-grid living. To me, it means modifying my life to be in greater harmony with the rhythm of the natural world. I probably can't extract 100% the conveniences of modern life that I've been indoctrinated with and accustomed to, but I can work towards reducing my reliance on many of its outputs over time. I have a general vision of how to get there. I'm going to try hard, but also take my time to cobble together the steps that'll get me closer to that vision. So my good friend and I, we just did 5.5 miles of hiking. She's going to the restroom. We're gonna head back home. I'm gonna drop her off and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this quiet, free Friday. And of course, I'm not going to hurry because I know everything will be accomplished in due time.